Krishna, everyone. Welcome back to today's reading of Srimad Bhagavatam. Sorry, yesterday we could not upload any videos, but we'll continue where we left day before yesterday. We'll continue from there today. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shritapadakamalaam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpataruvhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschati Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gauravakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Okay, I'm sorry. We are in 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 14th chapter, Brahma's prayers to Lord Krishna, and 57th verse. We will continue with 57th verse today. Sarvesham api vastunam bhavartho bhavati stitah tasyapi Bhagavan Krishna kim atad vastu rupyatam varshe sam. Of all, api indeed vastunam entities, bhavartha, the original unmanifested causal phase of material nature, bhavati is stita, established, tasya, of that unmanifest nature, api even, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, Lord Krishna, kim what, atat, it separate from him, vastu, thing, rupyatam, may be ascertained. Translation by the humble servants of Srila Prabhupada. The original unmanifested form of material nature is the source of all material things, and the source of even that subtle material nature is the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. What then could one ascertain to be separate from him? 58th verse. Samashrita ye padapallava plavam mahat padam punya yasho murare bhavam buddhir vatsa padam param padam yad vipadam tesham samashrita, having taken shelter, ye those who pada of the feet, pallava like flower birds, plavam which are a boat, mahat of the total material creation or of the great souls, padam the shelter, punya supremely pious, yasha whose form, murare of the enemy of the demon Mura, bhava of the material existence, ambudhi the ocean, vatsapadam the hoofprint of a calf, Parampadam, the supreme abode, Vaikuntha. Padam at every step, Yat, where, Vipadam, of material miseries, Na, none, Tesam, for them. Translation. For those who have accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is a shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, the enemy of the Mura demon, the ocean of material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoof print. Their goal is Param Padam Vaikuntha, the place where there are no material miseries, not the place where there is danger at every step. Padam Padam Yadvi Padam Natesham. There is danger at every step in this material world. Purport. This translation is taken from Srila Prabhupada's commentary on the Bhagavad Gita as it is chapter 2, text 51. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, this verse summarizes the knowledge presented in this section of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Lord Krishna's lotus feet are described as pallava, flower birds, because they are most tender and of a pinkish hue. According to Srila Sanatan Goswami, the word pallava also indicates that Lord Krishna's lotus feet are just like desire trees, which can fulfill all desires of the Lord's pure devotees. Even exalted devotees like Sri Narada, who are themselves the great shelter for the conditioned souls in this universe, personally take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord Sri Krishna. Thus, it is natural that when Lord Krishna manifested himself as all the young boys and calves of Vrindavan, their parents were more attracted to them than previously. Lord Krishna is a reservoir of all pleasure and being all attractive, the unique object of everyone's love. Next verse, एतत्ते सर्वम् आख्यातं यत् पृष्टो अहम् इहत त्वया तत् कौमार हरिकृतं पौगण्डे परिकीर्तितं एतत् this day unto you sarvam all akhyatam described yat which prishta requested aham I iha in this regard tvaya by you tat that kaumare in his early childhood up to the end of his 5th year. Hari Kritam performed by Lord Hari. Pogande in later childhood beginning with his 6th year. Parikirtitam glorified. Translation: Since you inquired from me, I have fully described to you those activities of Lord Hari that were performed in his 5th year but not celebrated until his 6th. एतत् सुहृद्भिः चरितं मुरारे अगाधनं शाद्वलजेमनं च त्यक्ते व्यक्तेतरेद् रूपम् अजोर् अभीष्टवं शृण्वन् गृह्णन् एति नरोखिलार्थान् एतत् this suhridbhi along with the cowherd friends charitam pastimes Murare of Lord Murari, Aghardam, the subduing of the demon Aghasura, Sadvala, on the grass in the forest, Jemanam, the taking of lunch, Cha, and Vyaktaitara, supramundane, Rupam, the transcendental form of the Lord, Aja, by Lord Brahma, Uru, elaborate, Abhishtavam, the offering of prayer, Shrinvan, hearing, Ganan, chanting, Eti, attains, Nara, any person, Akhila Arthan, all desirable things. Translation: Any person who hears or chants these pastimes, Lord Murari performed with his cowherd friends, the killing of Aghasura, the taking of lunch on the forest grass, the Lord's manifestation of transcendental forms, and the wonderful prayers offered by Lord Brahma, is sure to achieve all his spiritual desires. Purport: According to Srila Sanatan Goswami, even one who is only inclined to hear and chant the pastimes of Lord Krishna will achieve spiritual perfection. Many devotees seriously engaged in propagating Krishna consciousness are often so busy that they cannot chant and hear the pastimes of the Lord to their full satisfaction. However, simply by the intense desire to always chant and hear about Krishna, they will achieve spiritual perfection. Of course, as far as possible, one should actually vibrate these transcendental pastimes of the Lord. Next verse. Evam vihare komaram jahatur vraje nilayana setubandhe markatotplavanadibhi. Evam thus vihare with pastimes komara of boyhood, komaram the childhood age up to 5 years, jahatu they passed vraje in the land of Vrindavan, nilayana with sports of chasing about. Setubandhe with the building of bridge, Markata Utplavana with the jumping around of monkeys, Adibhi, and so on. Translation: In this way, the boys spent their childhood in the land of Vrindavan, playing hide and go seek, building play bridge, jumping about like monkeys and engaging in many other such games. Purport: according to Srila Sanatan Goswami, the word Nilayana refers to games such as hide and go seek or cops and robbers. Sometimes the boys would jump around like the monkeys in Lord Ramchandra's army and then enact the building of the bridge to Sri Lanka by constructing play bridge in lakes or ponds. Sometimes the boys would imitate the pastime of churning the ocean of milk, and sometimes they would play catch with balls. We can find full pleasure in the spiritual world with the simple condition that everything be performed in pure love of Godhead, Krishna consciousness. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose to the of the humble servants of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada to the 10th chapter, 10th canto, 14th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Brahma's Prayers to Lord Krishna. We'll go to the next chapter. This is chapter number 15, the killing of Dhenuka, the ash demon. So, this chapter describes Lord Balram and Lord Krishna while tending their cows in the pastures of Vrindavan killed Dhenukasura, enabled the residents of Vrindavan to eat the fruits of the tala trees and saved the young cowherds from Kalia's poison. Revealing the boyhood Poganda phase of pastimes, Rama and Krishna, so here Rama is referring to Balaram. Rama and Krishna were one day bringing the cows to pasture when they entered an attractive forest decorated with a clear lake. There they began playing forest sports along with their friends. Pretending to tire, Lord Balram laid his head upon the lap of cowherd boy and rested as Lord Krishna helped relieve his elder brother's fatigue by massaging his feet. Then Krishna also placed his head on the lap of a cowherd boy to rest, and another cowherd boy massaged his feet. In this way, Krishna, Balram, and their cowherd friends enjoyed various pastimes. During this play, Sridama, Subala, Stota Krishna, and other cowherd boys described to Ram and Krishna a wicked and irresponsible demon named Dhenuka who had assumed the form of a jackass and was living in the Talavana forest near Govardhan Hill. This forest was full of many varieties of sweet fruits, but fearing this demon, no one dared try to relish the taste of those fruits, and thus someone had to kill the demon and all his associates. Lord Rama and Lord Krishna, hearing of the situation, set off for this forest to fulfill the desire of their companions. Arriving at Talavana, Lord Balram shook many fruits out of the palm trees, and as soon as he did so, the jackass demon Dhenuka ran swiftly to attack him. But Balram grabbed his hind limbs with one hand, whirled him around, and threw him into the top of a tree, thus slaying him. All of Dhenukasura's friends, overcome by fury, then rushed to attack, but Ram and Krishna took hold of of them one by one, swung them around and killed them, until the disturbance was finally finished. When Krishna and Balram returned to the cowherd community, Yashoda and Rohini placed them on their respective laps. They kissed their faces, fed them with finely prepared food, and then put them to bed. Some days later, Lord Krishna went with his friends, but without his older brother, to the banks of the Kalindi in order to tend the cows. The cows and the cowherd boys became very thirsty and drank some water from the Kalindi. Kalindi is Yamuna. But it had been contaminated with poison, and they all fell unconscious on the river bank. Krishna then brought them back to life by the merciful rain of his glance, and all of them regaining their consciousness appreciated his great mercy. So this is a summary of this particular chapter. Specifically, it's a killing of Dhenukasura and how Yamuna river was poisoned by Kalia serpent. So first verse, Shri Sukha Vacha Tatascha Poganda Vayastritau Vrache Babhuvatu Tau Pashupala Sammatau Gascharayantau Sakhibhi Samam Padai Vrindavanam Punyam Atita Chakratu. Shishuka Vacha, Shishukadev Goswami said, Tata then Cha and Poganda Vaya, the age of Poganda, years 6 to 10, Shritav, attaining Vraja in Vrindavan, Bahuvatu, they, Rama and Krishna became. Tau, the two of them, Pashupala, as cowherds, Samatau, appointed Ga, the cows, Charayanto, tending Sakhibhi Samam, along with their friends. Paday, with the marks of their feet, Vrindavanam, Sri Vrindavan, Punyam, auspicious, Ativa, extremely, Chakratu, they made. Translation Shukadev Goswami said, when Lord Ram and Lord Krishna attained the age of Poganda, 6 to 10, while living in Vrindavan, the cowherd men allowed them to take up the task of tending the cows. Till 5 years, they were tending the calves. Engaging thus in the company of their friends, the two boys rendered the land of Vrindavan most auspicious by imprinting upon it the marks of their lotus feet. Lord Krishna purport. Lord Krishna wanted to encourage his cowherd boyfriends who had been swallowed by Ghasura and then stolen by Lord Brahma. Therefore, the Lord decided to bring them into the palm tree forests called Talavana, where there were many delicious ripe fruits. Since Lord Krishna's spiritual body had apparently grown slightly in age and strength, the senior men of Vrindavan, headed by Nanda Maharaj, decided to promote Krishna from the task of herding calves to the status of a regular cowherd boy. He would now take care of the full grown cows, bulls, and oxen. Out of great affection, Nanda Maharaj had previously considered Krishna too small and immature to take care of full grown cows and bulls. So they had given them task of taking care of the calves. But now they are 5 years plus, so like they are like a regular cowherd boy. They are given the task of herding the cows, bulls. Out of great affection, Nanda Maharaj had previously considered Krishna too small and immature to take care of full-grown cows and bulls. It is stated in the Kartika Mahatmya section of the Padma Purana. Shuklashtami Kartike tu smrita gopashtami budhay tad dina vasudevo bhut gopas purvam tu vatsapai. The 8th lunar day of the bright fortnight of the month of Kartika is known by authorities as Gopashtami. From that day, Lord Vasudeva served as a cowherd, whereas previously he attended the cows. The significance of the day of Gopashtami is mentioned. The word Pada indicates that Lord Krishna blessed the earth by walking on her surface with his lotus feet. The Lord wore no shoes or no or other footgear but walked barefoot in the forest, giving great anxiety to the girls of Vrindavan who feared that his soft lotus feet would be injured. Next verse, Tan Madhavo Venum Udaryan Vrito Gopar Grinadbhi So Yasho Balan Vita Pashun Puraskrita Pashavyam Avishad Vihartu Kamaha Kusumakaram Vanam Tattas Madhava, Lord Sri Madhava, Venum, his flute, Udirayan, sounding, Vrita, sounded, Gopai, by the cowherd boys, Grinadbhi, who were chanting Swayasha, his glories, Balanvita, accompanied by Lord Balaram, Pashun, the animals, Puraskrita, Kritya, keeping in front, Pasavyam, full of nourishment for the cows, Avishat, he entered, Vihartu Kama, desiring to enjoy pastimes, Kusuma Akaram, rich with flowers, Vanam, the forest. Translation, thus desiring to enjoy pastimes, Lord Madhava sounded his flute, surrounded by cowherd boys who were chanting his glories, and accompanied by Lord Balaram, kept the cows before him and entered the Vrindavan forest, which was full of flowers and rich with nourishment for the animals. Purport. Srila Sanatan Goswami has explained the various meanings of the word Madhava as follows. Madhava normally indicates Krishna to be the Lord, who is the consort of the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi. This name also implies that Lord Krishna descended in the dynasty of Madhu. Since the spring season is also known as Madhava, it is understood that as soon as Lord Krishna entered the Vrindavan forest, it automatically exhibited all the opulences of spring, becoming filled with flowers, breeze, and the celestial atmosphere. Another reason Lord Krishna is known as Madhava is that he enjoys his pastimes in Madhu, the taste of conjugal love. Lord Krishna would loudly sound his flute as he entered the forest of Sri Vrindavan, thus giving inconceivable bliss to all the residents of his hometown Vrajdhama. These simple pastimes of playfully entering the forest, playing on the flute, and so forth were performed daily in the spiritual land of Vrindavan. Sri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Tan Manju Ghoshali Mriga Dvija Kulam Mahan Manah Prakhya Parpaya Sarasvata Vatena Jushtam Shatah Patra Gandhina Niriksha Rantum Bhagavan Mano Dadhe. That forest Manju, charming Ghosha, whose sounds Ali with bees, Mriga, animals, Dvija, and birds, Akula, filled Mahat of great souls, Mana, the minds, Prakhya, resembling Paya, who is water, Sarasvata, with a lake, Vatena, by the wind, Jashtam served Shatapatra of 100 petaled lotuses, Gandhina, with the fragrance, Niriksha, observing, Rantum, to take pleasure, Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of God, and Mana, his mind, Dadhe, turned. Translation. The Supreme Personality of God had looked over that forest which resounded with the charming sounds of bees, animals, and birds, and which was enhanced by a lake whose clear water resembled the minds of great souls, and a breeze carrying the fragrance of 100 petaled lotuses. Seeing all this, Lord Krishna decided to enjoy the auspicious atmosphere. Purport. Lord Krishna saw that the Vrindavan forest was giving pleasure to all five senses. The bees, birds, and animals made charming sounds that brought sweet pleasure to the ears. The wind was faithfully rendering service to the Lord by blowing throughout the forest, carrying the cool moisture of a transparent lake and thus giving pleasure to the sense of touch. By the sweetness of the wind, even the sense of taste was being stimulated. By the sweetness of the wind, even the sense of taste was being stimulated, and the fragrance of lotus flowers was bringing pleasure to the nostrils. And the entire forest was endowed with heavenly beauty, which was giving spiritual bliss to the eyes. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has thus explained the significance of this verse. Next verse is mentioning Satatra Tatra Runa Pallava Shriya Phala Prasunoru Bharena Padayo Smayan Ivahagra Jam Adi Purusha Sa He Tatra all round Aruna reddish Pallava of the birds, Shriya with beauty, Phala of their fruits, Prasuna and flowers, Uru Bharena with the heavy burden, Padayo at his 2 feet, Prishta touching, Shikhan the tips of their branches, Viksha hearing, Vanaspatim the lordly trees, Muda with joy, Smayan laughing, Iva almost, Aha spoke Agrajam to his elder brother, Lord Brahma, Adi Purusha, the Lord Balram, to his elder brother Lord Balram. Adipurusha, the primeval Supreme Lord. Translation: the primeval Lord saw that the stately trees, with their beautiful reddish birds and a heavy burden of fruits and flowers, were bending down to touch his feet with the tips of their branches. Thus he smiled gently and addressed his elder brother. Purport: the words Muda Smayan Iva indicate that Lord Krishna was in joking mood. He knew that the trees were actually bowing down to worship him, but in the following verse, the Lord, speaking in a friendly, light-hearted mood, gives the credit to his elder brother Balram. Shri Bhagavan Vacha